Welcome to the pregame show for Warhammer 40k 8th edition Group 6. This will incorporate battle reports 40 through 51. The four models sitting in front of the camera today are the warlords for the four separate armies that will be participating in this group. Going from left to right, we have a Demon Prince of Nurgle, who is the warlord for the Death Guard. Next is a Wolf Guard battle leader, who will be the warlord for the Space Wolves. Third is a commander in XV8 Crisis Battlesuit, who will be the warlord for the Tao Empire Army, which will be using the Tau Sept rules. And finally, we have a Demon Prince of Khorne with wings, who will be the warlord for the World Eaters Chaos Space Marines Army. For this group, we will be playing Battleforged, match play, and chapter approved rules, along with any current FAQs and errata that have been released as of today. And this is being filmed on Thursday, September 27th, 2018. For the purpose of this group, any FAQs or errata that come out after September 27th, 2018 will not be used. The limit for the armies will be 1,500 points, and every army will play each of the other armies twice, for a total of 12 battles overall, and each of the armies will participate in 6. Because each army is playing each other twice, we will be using 2 missions per series. The first mission within each series will be the chapter-approved Eternal War mission, Dominate and Destroy, which I have played in previous groups and really enjoyed. And the second mission will be one that I have not played before, which is Big Rulebook, Maelstrom of War Mission, Tactical Escalation. And by having every matchup participate in the same 2 missions, we can get a better idea of how each of the armies compare to each other. So now let's take a closer look at each of the individual armies, going in alphabetical order. Beginning with the 1,500 point Battleforged Death Guard army, which reaches a total of 79 power and comes out to be 1,499 points total, so 1 point under the limit. This army also will have 9 command points total, 3 thanks to being Battleforged, 5 thanks to the Battalion Detachment on the left, and 1 thanks to the Spearhead Detachment on the right. In the Battalion Detachment, we have the Warlord, which is a Demon Prince of Nurgle, armed with 2 sets of Malefic Talons. It knows the psychic powers Smite and Miasma of Pestilence from the Contagion discipline, and because he's the Warlord, he knows the Warlord trait, Arch Contaminator. The second HQ for the Battalion Detachment is a Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings, armed with 2 sets of Malefic Talons. He knows the psychic powers Smite and Blades of Putrefaction from the Contagion discipline, and the Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings is taking the Relic of Decay, the Suppurating Plate. Troop choice number 1 and troop choice number 2 are 10-man Poxwalker squads. Troop choice number 3 is a Plague Marine squad with 1 Plague Champion and 6 Plague Marines. The Plague Champion is armed with a Plague Sword, Power Fist, and Plasma Gun, while the 6 Plague Marines are all armed with Plague Knives. 2 have Bolt Guns, 2 have Plasma Guns, and 2 have Flails of Corruption. All 7 models have Blight Grenades and Crack Grenades. Finally, in the Battalion Detachment, there is 1 elite choice, which is a Plague Surgeon, armed with Veil Sword, Bolt Pistol, Blight Grenades, and Crack Grenades. And now moving over to the Spearhead Detachment on the right. It is led by a Lord of Contagion for the HQ choice. He is armed with a Man Reaper. Heavy support choice number 1 is a Chaos Land Raider, armed with Twin Heavy Bolter, 2 Twin Last Cannons, a Havoc Launcher, and a Combi Flamer. The second and third heavy support choice are Plague Burst Crawlers. Each is armed with a Heavy Slugger, a Plague Burst Mortar, and 2 Entropy Cannons. Moving on to the 1,500 point Battleforged Space Wolves army, which is 77 power total and 1,500 points total, so exactly at the limit. They also have a total of 8 command points, thanks to being Battleforged, and 1 battalion detachment. Within the battalion detachment, we have the Warlord, the Wolfguard battle leader, who is armed with a chainsword and stormbolter, frag and crack grenades, the Relic of the Fang, the Armor of Russ, and the Warlord trait, Saga of the Bear. The second and third HQ choice within the battalion detachment are Primaris Wolf Priests. Each is armed with an Absolver bolt pistol, a Crozius Arcanum, frag and crack grenades. The first troop choice is a squad of Grey Hunters, led by a Grey Hunter pack leader with 4 Grey Hunters and 1 Wolfguard Terminator pack leader. The Grey Hunter pack leader and the 4 regular Grey Hunters all have bolt pistols, bolt guns, chainswords, frag grenades, and crack grenades, while the Wolfguard Terminator pack leader is armed with a Stormbolter, Storm Shield, and Cyclone missile launcher. The second and third troop choice are the same, which is a squad of 5 Intercessors with 1 Intercessor pack leader and 4 regular Intercessors. All are armed with bolt pistols, Stalker bolt rifles, frag grenades, and crack grenades, and the Intercessor pack leader also has a chainsword. There are 2 elite choices in this battalion detachment, which is a squad of 3 aggressors, one of which is an aggressor pack leader. All are armed with Flamestorm gauntlets. We also have 2 dedicated transports to round out the list, and they are both the same, which is a repulsor armed with Last Talon, twin Last Cannon, 2 Iron Hail heavy stubbers, 2 Crackstorm grenade launchers, and 5 Fragstorm grenade launchers. Now onto the 1500-point battle-forged Tao Empire Army list, which is using the Tau Sept rules, and so for the most part we will simply refer to them as the Tau. They are 73 power total and 1500 points total, right at the limit, and just like the Space Wolves, they have access to 8 command points total per battle report, thanks to 3 points from being battle-forged, 5 points from their battalion detachment, and 0 points from the 2 super heavy auxiliary detachments that they are bringing. For the battalion detachment, we have the Warlord and first HQ choice, the commander in XV-8 Crisis Battlesuit. He is armed with 2 missile pods, an advanced targeting system, shield generator, the signature system, Onager Gauntlet, and the Warlord trait, Strength of Belief. The second and third HQ choice are Cadre Fireblades, armed with marker lights, pulse rifles, and photon grenades. For troop choices 1, 2, and 3, we have identical strike teams made up of 1 Fire Warrior Shazui with 9 regular Fire Warriors. Every model is armed with a pulse rifle and photon grenades. There are also 2 fast attack choices, which are not identical. The first is a Pathfinder squad made up of a Pathfinder Shazui with 9 Pathfinders. The Pathfinder Shazui is armed with a pulse pistol, a pulse carbine, a marker light, and photon grenades. 6 of the 9 regular Pathfinders are armed with marker lights, pulse carbines, and photon grenades, but 3 of the regular Pathfinders are armed with ion rifles and photon grenades. The second fast attack choice is also a 10-man Pathfinder squad with a Pathfinder Shazui and 9 regular Pathfinders. All are armed with marker lights, pulse carbines, and photon grenades, and the Shazui also has a pulse pistol, just like the first Pathfinder squad, but no ion rifles in the second squad. And then we have the 2 super heavy auxiliary detachments. Each one has a single Lord of War, armed exactly the same, which is a KV-128 Storm Surge, armed with 1 cluster rocket system, 1 pulse driver cannon, 2 burst cannons, 2 smart missile systems, 4 destroyer missiles, an advanced targeting system, and a shield generator. And then finally we have the 1500-point battle-forged World Leaders Army, which comes to a total of 81 power and 1500 points, along with 8 command points, thanks to being battle-forged, a battalion detachment, and a super heavy auxiliary detachment. In the battalion detachment, for the first HQ choice, we have the Warlord, the Demon Prince of Khorne with wings, He is armed with 1 Warp Bolter, 2 sets of Malefic Talons, the Artifact of Chaos Talisman of Burning Blood, and the Warlord trait Hatred Incarnate. For the second HQ, we have Karn the Betrayer. He is armed with Gorechild, Karn's Plasma Pistol, Frag Grenades, and Crack Grenades. We have 3 troop choices, all exactly the same, which are 10-man cultist squads. Each squad is made up of 1 cultist champion and 9 regular chaos cultists. All models are armed with auto pistols and brutal assault weapons. There's 1 elite choice, which is a squad of 3 mutilators. All 3 models are armed with flesh metal weapons. Finally, within the battalion detachment, we have 1 heavy support choice, which is a Chaos Land Raider, armed with 1 twin heavy bolter, 2 twin last cannons, and 1 combi melta. In the super heavy auxiliary detachment, we have a Khorne Lord of Skulls, armed with a Great Cleaver of Khorne, an Ichor cannon, and a Skull Hurler. And now that we've gone over all of the armies, I will present all of the books and FAQs that we will be using within this group, just for reference in the future. So we have the Warhammer 40k 8th edition official rulebook, chapter approved 2017 edition, Codex Heretic Astartes Death Guard, Codex Adeptus Astartes Space Wolves, Codex Tau Empire, Codex Heretic Astartes Chaos Space Marines, Warhammer 40k Rulebook Official Update version 1.2, Warhammer 40k Chapter Approved 2017 Official Update version 1.1, Warhammer 40k The Big FAQ 1 2018, Warhammer 40k Codex Chaos Space Marines Official Update version 1.3, Warhammer 40k Codex Death Guard Official Update version 1.3, and finally Warhammer 40k Codex Tau Empire Official Update version 1.0. As of filming this video, the Space Wolves do not have an FAQ publicly available. And so that's pretty much the end of the pregame show. The plan for how the group is going to go is Series 1 will be Death Guard versus Space Wolves, Series 2 will be Tau Empire versus World Eaters, Series 3 will be Death Guard versus Tau Empire, Series 4 will be Space Wolves versus World Eaters, Series 5 will be Death Guard versus World Eaters, and Series 6 will be Space Wolves versus Tau Empire. And of course, as mentioned before, each of those series will have 2 battles apiece for 12 battles total, and each army will participate in 6. This does mean, of course, that there is the possibility that armies will tie at the end of the group, as they are playing an even number of games, not only within the group, but also against each other. And so the way that this is going to work to determine placement within the group at the end will be first overall win-loss record. The first tiebreaker will then be the head-to-head matchup between the 2 armies. So for example, let's say Death Guard and World Eaters both end up with a 3-3 record. We would take a look at whether or not one army swept the other, or whether they split and went 1-1 against each other for the first tiebreaker. And of course, if they split, we will go to the second tiebreaker, will be overall victory point difference within the group. And if somehow the 2 armies are still tied, meaning that they had the same victory point difference overall in the group, we will then look at the head-to-head victory point difference for the third tiebreaker. And if somehow that is still the same between the 2 armies, we will go to the fourth and final tiebreaker, which will be preferential treatment for the army with the lower power rating. But hopefully we won't have to go past the second tiebreaker, which is overall victory point difference. Also, I will be attempting to play each game out more than I did in the previous group. And what I mean by that is I will try to make sure that each battle report plays through at least the end of game turn 3 or battle round 3, whichever you want to call it, so that both armies will have 3 full turns before any concessions happen. Now, of course, an army could be tabled turn 2, which would mean that the game would end early, but I will try, even if one army looks like it is not doing very well, to play through to at least the end of Battle Round 3. Then, once Battle Round 3 is over, if an army truly looks hopeless, I will call the game, and I will reserve the right to do so. But I do want to make sure that each army has a fair opportunity to show their stuff and to be able to win. And I feel like with the amount of firepower, especially ranged firepower that each of the 4 armies are bringing, 3 full turns should give us a good idea as to whether or not an army will need to concede or whether both armies are able to continue. And so that's pretty much everything for the pregame. I really hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below your guesses as to what you think the final records within the group will be. And remember that each army will play 6 games, but I'd be very interested to see what everyone thinks is going to happen within the group before any battles have even been made. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're looking forward to this group, and stay tuned for the next one.